Hello! Today we're going to talk about slapstick. It's a Thaddeus Gunn memoir. The first question asks us to imagine what each abuse might be actually seen, taking into account that they compare those abuses with some professional wrestling moves. Honestly, I can't imagine those moves and how a mother could practice some similar moves with his kids. Many times I had practiced wrestling and I had saw it, and we know that that sport hurts, but we decide to feel that pain. Those kids who were punished and hurt in horrible ways only for having a bad attitude or forgetting to wash the dishes. Those kids found a way to get fun about that, comparing what they saw, what was happening to their brothers, with something they found on the TV and that they saw normally on the TV, so they don't felt that the situation was as horrible as it was. Definitely is shocking to read the way they had to process their situation. And I think there are two reasons the author had for choosing this type of flat narrative. The first one is because when he was a kid, it wasn't shocking for him to live in that abusive situation. He really thought that the game of the All-Star Wrestling was a way of normal distraction for a kid. There is a paragraph where it said that they practiced these moves with the other brothers. So he discovered how bad it was years later. He didn't knew that. The other reason may be because he nowadays knows the reality he lived, and he wanted to give the reader his perspective of the situation from his point of view as a kid. I think that there are two lessons of the memoir. The first one is that life is difficult and complicated, and we need to always try to find good things, even in the worst situations. And the second one is to remember that even the worst person in the world has humanity inside them. It's my personal opinion to think that there isn't a valid excuse for abusing of kids. But some psychologists said that the parents who do these things, they do it for stress because they have a financial pressure or job worries or medical problems, or they had to take care of a family member with a disability. Also, another one they said a lot of times is that they had unrealistic expectations of kids because they didn't imagine how difficult it is to take care of an infant. Also, they lack of parenting skills if they didn't want the kid from the first time, so they tend to abuse of him. Drug problems, alcohol problems, and also when the kid has when the parent, when it was a kid, he has a poor childhood experience. So they follow this pattern of abuse from one generation to another. There are lots of effects of physical abuse in kids, but the ones that I think that are more important and that we see the most are: the first one, emotional scars. Children who suffer from abuse, they feel pain inside them forever. They tend to suffer a low self-esteem, and they feel guilty and blame themselves for the abuse. They think that they deserve that abuse. They have difficulties on trusting people in the future, and many other things. Also, they could be physical scars that they have broken bones or health problems or undernourishment and many other medical problems inside them because neglect parents doesn't take care of them. Also, it has an impact on their future family because, as I said later, children who suffer abuse they tend to continue with the pattern with their own kids. So this is something very difficult and complicated. So that was all. I already answered the questions. I expect that you like the video, teacher. Bye.